Told me several times, you ever cheat on me, I will take your
Why are you laughing?
because it's so scary.
Hello and welcome to Lawd Lukan. It's time to look right at some delightful slides as we go in for a bit of 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. We've got this lady not sleeping on the deep squat.
Don't sleep on the deep squat. You can really get a lot done from this angle here.
Then it's not all awkward in a hot tub.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be awesome.
This man's not normal for sure.
I'm not normal, for sure.
And this lady says what we're all thinking.
Not to say honey.
Hello there, you delightful human being, and welcome to the channel. Big loves to those who have subscribed, you beautiful people, and a Susan Rose and bikini to the members of the Lukan Manor. I was literally inundated with a request to do a bit of 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, and so here we are. Honestly, my little plum duff is a thing that comes in many flavours. Some honesty is just a little bit brutal and then leaves you nursing your ego, then hits you again just in case you weren't paying attention the first time. Some honesty is adorable.
Are you brave? Yeah. Are you pretty? Yeah. Are you kind?
Not really.
Some honesty is amusing.
What does a man with a 2-foot cock have for breakfast? This morning I had a boiled egg.
And some honesty is just crying out to be heard.
This is the sound of Africa. Africa. My country.
First to trade up his honesty and dignity is James from New Gloucester. Yep, a shoeless guy up a tree. Speaks volumes. He is, however, a man of contrasts. Firstly, they show him being all sexy, doing all tough guy work stuff. Yeah, fixing the elevators, dicing with death, busting a few uteruses. Now, that's what every woman wants, you know. Not one of these wimpy firemen or these drippy, oily guys and their large pipework. No. It's those guys from Otis, saving the world one squeaky door at a time.
It's a good sounding door.
Phew, good job you were there, elevator man. None of this fixing the door while standing in the corridor like a normal person. He's gonna ride the elevator like his bitch. Yeah, take that, you lift. I did actually Google types of elevator and found that Schindler had a list of them. And fearing the consequences of a joke in that little area, I moved on. Anyway, his contrasts. So we're sold this sexy, death-defying, super wow kind of guy, but every superhero needs a super nerdy alter ego.
My name is James, I'm 33 years old, and I live in New Gloucester, Maine.
Nailed it! Seems more like the kind of guy who'd be writing a strongly worded email complaining about the squeaky door, rather than someone who is busy being super in someone's lift shaft.
Because it's one of the top 10 most dangerous jobs in the world.
Hang on a second, shall we check that out? I mean, I know these namby-pamby deep-sea welders and those whingy roofers and lumberjacks think they got it hard. But what about the statistics just in the USA? Well, according to the clever stats people at the Bureau of Labour Statistics, well, I bet they have epic office parties. It's all the logging and constructing going on that's causing all the casualties. But maybe he fits into the maintenance worker section, down here in the 21st position. So, actually, mister, you've got one of the top 20 most dangerous jobs in the US. And yes, I know, he did say the world. But if you're going to open it up to the entire globe of humans, that's a whole crazy to add to the list. For example, being related to this guy is a pretty dangerous job, as is working for this guy. Anyway, James is a keen outdoorsman and rock botherer. Equally as outdoorsy as his wife, who has turned into a rock.
Babe!
Yeah?
And when she's not being a rock, Tata is clearly at home in the wilderness. That blends in seamlessly with her environment.
I don't know. I think this is like smoky core, but...
So that's Tata from...
Cilacap, Indonesia.
And what's up?
Cilacap, Indonesia.
Well, it's one of these. It's got beaches. Delightful. And it's got a Kubang Kangkong Dam, which is actually quite nice. So what's the plot for these two then?
Because I'm a jealousy person.
Yes, indeedy. She's a jealousy person. How much of a jealousy person, I hear you ask? Well, let's ask James about that.
He's told me several times, you ever cheat on me, I will take your
Blimey, with the threat of a bit of bobbiting looming over him, I'm hoping that he'll be okay, because he's got one of those nice but dim characters. Nice guy, lots of fun, lovably stupid. On the other hand, I'm sure a televised castration do wonders for the ratings. I mean, it's not the 68th most popular TV show for nothing, you know? Well, it was the 390th in January, and the 400 and something, although somewhere around here-ish. But still, it's as much of a top show as James's job is the most dangerous. Anyway, James is surprisingly jovial about having his genitals relocated.
Why are you laughing?
Because it's so scary and I get so nervous.
Ooh, yeah! Who doesn't love a good de-sausaging? In parts of the world, whipping off the old trouser wowser is pretty typical. In China, they removed all the bits and bobs for being immoral. In Japan, the priests voluntarily did it, because, they're a bit like that over there. Then I fell into some terrible rabbit hole when I followed the term penile sub-incision. I don't recommend it, and to save you some time, here's a picture of a hot dog sliced lengthways. Mmm. We'll be back to see what happened to James's little James later in the video. Next, we're off to LA to meet Shekinah, who found her ideal man whilst on holiday in Turkey.
He was just the most handsome man I'd ever seen in person. I couldn't believe he was even real.
Well, I think both of you might have broken the plustometer in the weigh-in. Definitely checking for a pulse here.
If we are not seeing the future, if we don't want a kid, yeah, that's it.
And surprise, surprise, their issue is Fidelity. Really? A guy who claims to have slept with around 3,000 women? No way. Let's check out his convincing acting.
Is this the longest you've ever been faithful to someone?
Yes.
That head nod looked like he was going to turn into a shake, but he caught himself.
Yes.
Yep, totally convincing. And while we try to fix the faker-meter after that overload, we're going to meet Josh. He looks quite normal to me. And yes, if normal includes collecting and playing with Lego.
Aw, you're beautiful. I missed you.
And other sort of childlike stuff.
I love playing with video games. Air drones, remote control cars.
What a catch. But don't worry, ladies, or, gents for that matter. He's got his own place. He's got his own teeth, his own hair, and a pulse. So that makes him above average on paper. I wonder what's wrong with him, though.
I sold my house and moved back in with my parents.
Would you make this face if you had to move in with your parents in your 40s? I think my face would look a lot more like this. But Joshy Poo is a medical thing that makes life a bit of a misery for him.
I have a condition called misophonia. It's basically the hatred of sounds.
Hang on a second. Misophonia sounds yummy, but it means phonia, which means sounds, and miso, which means tasty soup. It is sensitivity to noise, but it's not actually medically recognized. They also call it hyperacusis. Hyper, as in my kids, and acusis, as in hearing. And what does it all mean? Irritability-itis is what it is. Basically, it's when someone finds every little noise that you make annoying and has a right old tantrum about it. Whereas I think I've managed to diagnose him with acute anus edema, or the condition of being a really big arsehole. Or maybe I'll just blame it on Jim and Liz. Boo! What did you do? And let's just rethink his plan. He hates noise, so he moves in with 2 old people. No offense to old people. And what do old people do best? Noises and smells of unknown origins. No offense to old people. I personally rank the sound of someone eating like a, bird. Hang on a second. Apparently they're actually the most messiest eaters, even more so than pigs, who apparently are much more civilized. Apparently. And while we're on animals, and yes, this is the kind of tangent I take my viewers on regularly if you're new to the channel, did you know that giraffes can survive being hit by lightning? Yes, those lampposts of the animal kingdom have evolved such a heavy iron content that they make perfect conductors. Hit one with lightning, unfazed, but likely in need of some relaxing spray. Anyway, I rank noisy eatings as my #1 pet peeve. Above barking over the line, using your phone while you're talking to me, starting sentences with no offense but, or the old classic, more than 10 items in an express lane. So let's let Joshy Poo explain it for himself.
So chewing with your mouth open, slurping, anything that kind of has a repetitive sound.
Those are just sort of irritating noises though. I hate all of those things too. I've left tables, politely, I might add, to avoid excessive mouth schlucking. And yes, schlucking is totally a word for all that audible noise nastiness some people make. It seems all very normal to me anyway. I think the noise you make during eating is directly comparable with the person's social intellect. Or, it's their parents' house, and if they want to slurp their food, that's their business. If they want to eat breakfast naked with a plume of feathers sticking out of their butt, then that's also their business. In fact, I'd do it on purpose. He comes back here, gets all the free living, then he moans about wanting to eat food I prepared for him, on the plates we wash, with our retirement money. He should be pleased Grandad isn't letting off some weapons of mass trouser destruction at the table. My Grandad used to pick his ears and nose quite openly and unashamedly, then wipe it on the nearest material available. Lovely. So who, knowing how patience eroding their family can be, decides to move back in? This guy, who said he hates repetitive sounds. Other things that make repetitive, irritating sounds is his wife, and in typical Asian fashion, she deals out the painful truth with a firm slap.
I like your beard, but you say, Not a secrecy, honey.
Okay, well, you know, people in glass houses shouldn't talk while wearing this little fiasco.
Not a secrecy, honey.
Yeah, anyway, so lucky boy Joshy Poo has let himself a lady and is preparing to move to China.
I recently quit my job doing HVAC sales to move to China.
Who or what is an HVAC? Google. Here we are. So HVAC is basically those people that come to your door and try to sell you air conditioning and some sort of product or service. The kind of people who make these kind of stupid statements.
And when you guys think you're dreaming big, dream bigger. I promise you guys, sky's the limit of what's possible.
Yeah, you know, just dream it, it'll be fine. Never quite sure, though, about taking life advice from a guy in his bedroom. Perhaps the sky he was reaching for was, you know, a little bit lower than other people's. But shush me, this is actually the HVAC master of the hustle, apparently. But whatever the case, there's one of those little so-and-sos not knocking on your door anymore because we've exported him to China. Good job. And why not chuck in a few estate agents and parking attendants while we're at it? Anyway, so Lily, who gives me those Momo vibes, is giving Josh a little bit of a spooky feeling too.
Wake up one day and Lily's gonna say, I don't want to be with you.
Well, better not sell your house, give away all your stuff and quit your job then. Anyway, and it's a lady called, I'm not sure I can call her that. You know, the whole, you can't mention that thing that went on the other year, you know, without risking a little time on the old YouTube naughty step. So let's call her Slight Cough from an Unknown Origin.
Who poops like this? No one.
Yeah, sure. Slight Cough of an Unknown Origin is a doula, and she has a very specific interest.
Anything with a vagina, honestly, I'm interested, and I want to help, and I want to make them all as healthy as they can be.
Yeah, me too. Let her sign up. I also quite like the name of her cat.
Tits, go get your sister.
That's right. She has one that's called Tits, and one called, I'll give you a second to guess, Tits and Tricks. Yes, Tits and Tricks. But unfortunately, her tits don't get to go where she's going. And where's she going? To sunny Iceland, to meet a guy that looks like PewDiePie and is called Inky. Now, if you'd ask me where Inky comes from, I'd say this guy's clearly an off-duty cop from Wisconsin. And the sound he was probably dancing to was this. But no, he's from Reykjavik, where she is now planning on relocating to. I guess she can do some doulaing over there. I'm fairly sure childbirth is pretty, standard, whatever country you're in.
How have you guys been? I'm tired.
So she may have been refused entry to the Midwifery school in Pennsylvania twice, but she's still giving those couples advice. Hey, good job. Then her client says this.
Having to, give up that program because it's one of the best programs in the world.
Now, that's the face of someone who has just realised what she's been saying. And maybe it wasn't such a great idea after all. Hang on a second, are they talking about the same Pennsylvania University, which is actually joined 11th in the United States, or the Pennsylvania University that doesn't appear anywhere on the top global rankings? Anyway, who cares about that?
This whole thing is very weird.
She's found the man of her moment and wants him to...
You can buy me my damn black diamond ring!
Black diamonds, okay. Totally a thing, apparently.
That's crazy sauce.
The lab ones are slightly less valuable than the Cupid zirconia, which are, almost free. The treated ones have been irradiated, and are just poor quality white ones. Blue diamonds are blue because they're boron in them. Black diamonds are black due to the graphite-based inclusions. So black diamonds are cool, they're just cheaper and maybe radioactive. In fact, they can even make diamonds out of nuclear waste and turn them into batteries. And that'll do for now. Let's go check on Sarper. And he may be a bit on the fake side, but he's got some depth.
So many people, they just see my muscles, but icebergs, they have a part above the water and something big under the water.
Other things about icebergs. They're cold, unpredictable, and damaging to anything they run into. Today he's telling his mates about how horrible his life is with his new lady. The man who has a body count in the 4 digits, who trains women for a living, can't do his job anymore.
Kız öğrenci çalıştırmamı istemiyor.
No way! The guy who is so prolific, he even slept with 7 of this woman's friends. Shouldn't be left alone with women. Well, I don't know, why are we all so shocked by that? I bet his 1-to-1 sessions are the sources of much of his exceptional body count. But no, his friends are like, what? You? A total womanizer? Never.
Dokunmanı istemiyorum diyor.
Outrageous! Can't even grope, touch his female clients.
Çıktı. Patladım.
That's just ridiculous.
On all exercises, male skin-to-skin contact should be kept to a minimum.
Male to female skin contact. I gotcha. Is all okay.
Off now to Tara and James. And they've got to sell a bunch of Stone Age vinyl to the world's most impressed man. No matter what you tell him, everything is awesome.
Her lymph nodes in her neck swell up, size of golf balls.
Oh, wow, cool, wow.
Find a job.
Oh my God.
So,
oh, cool.
And Tata clearly thinks everything is awesome too.
Everything is awesome.
Now we're off to China to see Lily, who's the Asian JoJo Siwa.
OK。哦，这边呢是我的一些蝴蝶结，因为我自己特别喜欢蝴蝶结。
But you know, JoJo before that Gene Simmons weirdness. Hey, here's a quick joke. What do Gene Simmons and irradiated black diamonds have in common? Battery. Anyway, back to Lily. Now, Lily is doing some laser treatments. Now, I'm no laser expert, and perhaps you, dear viewer, may have a greater knowledge than I, but I'm pretty sure this isn't the best way to do it.
你开始喽。
Okay, so first of all, why is she shooting the thing from way up there? Surely you do it closer than that, but there's probably a good reason for that, but we'll find out in a second. So she willy-nilly shoots it about the forehead, whoops, in the eye. Yeah, don't worry about getting all your fingers in it, you know, that's all good too. Might have zapped your own fingers a bit there, but hey, what do I know? Then there's all this smoke coming from her head. Is that normal? Should your face be on fire? And if you stop the video here, look, there's a mini nuclear bomb going off on her forehead. And I totally haven't added that. That's a genuine flame coming from this person's head. Followed by more shots randomly about her brow and forehead. See, this is why she didn't hold it any closer, because she's got a bloody lightsaber in her hand. Can you imagine the first time she tried it out? Used it at a normal distance and blew the other person's brain clear out their ear. Anyway, she's absolutely loaded from all this lobotomy she's been giving people, so Joshy Poo will be a kept man. And that, my lovely, is it for today. But before we go, and before I do the whole signing off thing, I'm going to add a little new part, the wholesome part, where at the end of every video, I'm going to include a little bit of wholesomeness to leave you with. Today, it's the turn of the happiest dog alive.
My happy guy. Oh, just a happy guy. Oh, just a look at that, the happy dog. Oh, just a happy dog.
That's all I have time for today. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed our little journey. Or why not try one of these nuggets of fun? So until we meet again, stay beautiful, love to my three, and you take care of yourself.
Please subscribe now for our live. Thank you.